guys, welcome back to another video. Now, this is going to be the last video I'm actually going to do for a while, because I don't want to kind of like overload you with videos and things. So I'm going to speak about Aphrodite Urania because there seem to be quite a few people that are not Libras that do tend to kind of try and get into an argument with people that are Libras, that do tend to see Aphrodite Urania as meaning kind of universal and divine love and things. So when it comes to Libra seeing Aphrodite Urania, to Libras, not just to me, it means universal, divine love, like the creation of everything. But when you hear it from someone who's not a Libra, they tend to refer to Urania as kind of like celestial, like to do with the stars and space and things. But it all depends who you speak to, because all Libras, not just myself, do follow Aphrodite Urania as meaning kind of universal. Now, in Pompeii, some people are having it down as Aphrodite being universal as kind of their UPG, but it actually isn't. It's actually historical in Pompeii, which I have mentioned in my last video. Aphrodite was worked from the name as Venus, and they were also using the epithet Urania, meaning universal. And she was also, which someone did point out on my Aphrodite Facebook group a while ago in a comment, saying that Aphrodite was also seen as a universal deity even in ancient Greece. So she was becoming people's main deity in Pompeii and also in ancient Greece. So if you find yourself getting into an argument with them, I mean, I do have the post of when Venus was worked with in Pompeii as universal deity. If they tend to say, well, that's not historically true, tell them to look into it, because it's not our UPGs that we have. When she was seen as a universal deity in ancient Greece and also in Pompeii, in ancient Pompeii, it's not a UPG that we have. People tend to see Urania as to do with space and stars, like the celestial. Mainly if they're not Libras, like if they're Scorpios, Aries, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Cancer, they will tend to see Urania as being kind of like to do with space, and the celestial side like to do with space and stars and things. But that's what Urania means to us, like to Libras, like the creation of the universe, the creation of the stars, space, planets, trees, literally everything that exists in the world, including in space. So, and they're also referring to Pandemos as more kind of like a universal thing. Yeah, if you're not a Libra, yeah, you would see Pandemos has been kind of a universal thing. Yeah, if you're not a Libra. If you are a Libra, it'd be Urania. It all depends who you speak to, and this is what they don't understand. When you're speaking to a Libra, it's Urania. When you're speaking to someone who isn't a Libra, it's more than likely going to be Pandemos. It all depends really who you speak to, which a lot don't understand that. Libras do tend to follow Urania. Not just me, every Libra does who works with Aphrodite. They will always refer to Urania. And that's because you're speaking to a Libra. If you wasn't, it'd be Pandemos. If that's how you say. Sorry if it isn't. It'd be that. When you're speaking to a Libra, it's different. So there's no point in trying to argue with us, because that's how Libra see it. We can't help that, and we shouldn't make to be feel ashamed of it. So there's no point in trying to correct us, because we're Libras. We're not going to see it any other way. Someone would say, well, it's like it's a UPG, it's not historically accurate. It's like, well, they were using that in Pompeii. They were using that in ancient Greece when she was seen as a universal deity then. And this is because that people don't really look into the facts and start calling Libras, you know, saying that we're all wrong. It's like, well, she was worked with that name in Pompeii, and she was also seen as a universal deity in ancient Greece, which someone actually did point out. So it was also in Pompeii and Greece. And she was also using the epithet Urania, which someone did mention in my Aphrodite Facebook group in one of the comments, that she was seen as a deity to creation of life, so the stars, like literally everything. Now to switch on to Eros, I'm actually quite surprised for Libras that he doesn't have an epithet called Uranus, which is like the male version of Urania. I'm actually quite surprised that he doesn't, because he comes into Libra, and he rules under is the planet Venus. And I'm such quite surprised he doesn't have one. I don't know whether, I think it could be because he's considered to be a primordial, so he's already kind of the ruler, the creator of everything. I know that Hesiod put him down as the creator of everything. I know that Plato mentioned that he's like the creator of everything, like trees, the law of life, everything. I know that in Daphne's and Chloe's myth, they saw him in that myth as like the creator of everything. He's literally the God of God, King of Kings, you know, pretty much everything. So I'm quite surprised he doesn't have an epithet. And for me personally, as for Libras, to see him as being universal, because that'll just really have to come all down as a UPG for me. I mean, he was actually worked with alongside Aphrodite in ancient Greece, and no doubt that Cupid would have been worked with alongside Venus in Pompeii, and because them two really do come together. But when it comes to the whole Urania thing, when you're speaking to a Libra, it's different, and this is what a lot don't understand. They just like to just get into an argument with you. But when you're not a Libra, you do tend to see Urania as being remotely different, to do with like the stars and space and things. But you need to understand that Libras do tend to see deities as being universal, especially when they hit into Libra. When they hit into Leo, like Aphrodite, they start seeing her to do with the sun. When she hits into Pisces, they see her as a mermaid, because that's all water signs. And you've got the fire sign, which is the sun. So this is where they'll see her ruling as the sun, and with the moon. And for Libras, it's literally everything, you know, including all the four elements. So it's sun, you know, the sun, moon, space, stars, everything. So when you speak to a Libra, don't try and get into an argument with them, because we tend to see everything differently. We have to. We all follow Urania, not just me. All Libras follow Urania epithet as being universal, divine love, like covering all the four elements. And it'd be exactly the same for Eros. But yeah. So now you may understand from I'm a Libra. I'm literally right in the smack into Libra, 17th of October. I'm an air sign, but I'm not considered kind of like the major air sign, because the major air sign is Aquarius. Aquarius and Libra are psychologically connected. So I do tend to get along with everybody. And when Libras fall in love, they fall in love hard. And they also do get their hearts broken as well. I do tend to get along with everyone. People say I'm easy to get along with. I do try and make a lot of friends. I don't really like to make enemies. So yeah, so I'm just doing this video to explain from a Libra's perspective of Urania and what it means to Libras. It won't mean this to someone who's a Sagittarius, Aries, or even Scorpio. They will see it completely differently than trying to get into an argument with someone who's a Libra. Saying that we're wrong, but all Libras follow Aphrodite Urania, and it was the same for them in Pompeii and also in ancient Greece as well, which someone on my Aphrodite Facebook page did point out. Because I know that some were saying that she wasn't seen as a universal deity in ancient Greece. She was. They were following also the traditions of how she was worked with in Pompeii under the name of Venus. And Cupid was also worked with alongside her as well. So that is all historical. It's not based on UPG. And the epithet Urania was being used in both Pompeii and in ancient Greece as well for Aphrodite. So that is from a Libra's perspective. So next time if anyone tries to get an argument with a Libra, do realise that it does depend on who you talk to. So don't go try to correct a Libra, because we have our own way of looking at things. And you'll be trying to have an argument with every single Libra in the world, and they'll all tell you that it's Urania for us Libras as universal, divine love, and really in over the fall elements and things like that. So that's just for Libras. It's a very Libra thing. We all follow it. I mean, I don't personally use epithets because I see it all as them anyway. So there you go, guys. Just a short video. I won't be doing any more in a bit now, because I don't want to kind of overload you with videos. So the next one I'll probably do will be like next week at some time. And it will probably then book reviews that I still haven't done yet. So catch you next time. Bye.